Hey, what's up, bro? Have you seen the movie Castaway with Tom Hanks? The movie?
You keep talking about that all the time. Like, give it a break.
Hey, why don't you go shave
Give it a
your
break.
why don't you go shave your Hitler mustache, bro? Why don't you give that a break?
Oh,
Hey, have you seen Castaway with Tom Hanks, the movie? Hey, have you seen Castaway with Tom Hanks, the movie?
Yeah.
You know the ending of the film where when Tom comes back and his wife is married and has a child and she decides to excuse me, sorry, she decides to stay with her husband and her child over going back with Tom. Do you think that was the right decision? I mean,
I haven't known that bitch in years, dude. I wouldn't have fucked with that motherfucker. That bitch was having sex with a basketball.
it was a volleyball and they weren't having
Say-
sex. Yeah, but he didn't have.
Okay, okay, they didn't show it on camera though. You know what I mean? Like,
But it was a male volleyball. He wouldn't. Yeah, I think he was a heterosexual. Hi. Have you seen the movie Castaway with Tom Hanks? You know when he's stuck.
yep.
Yeah, you know when he comes back at the end of the movie and his girlfriend leaves him for her husband.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you think she made the right choice? I mean, what the fuck, right?
You know what? If you think about it, how did she just walk out on her kids? If it was just the other dude,
No,
I'd
no,
be
no,
like,
no, no, no. I definitely didn't say that. You know, she can see her kids like every weekend.
yeah.
And if I was that dude, I'd say, holy fuck, that's the most beautiful love story I've ever seen. Like, I just met this bitch at a Kinko's. You know, like, this guy's been on an island basically just staying alive to see her again. And, you know, like,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. I would actually kind of be offended if she stayed with me. I'd be like, whoa, like, now what if I get stuck on an island? Are you just going to leave my ass?
It could be. That's a good point. I think that's a case of she's gonna eventually leave him anyways. At least she should, because I mean, she clearly realizes that Tom Hanks was the dude.
Yeah, I mean, he had dibs, right? You know what dibs is?
Yes. Yeah.
So-
Oh, for sure.
Right. So you think that she should have went back to Tom Hanks? Dang, why does it always freeze? Sorry, guys.
They look really scary.
Hey, have you guys seen Castaway with Tom Hanks?
yes.
You know the ending of the film where his once girlfriend decides to stay with her current husband and her child over going back with Tom? Do you think she made the
Yeah.
right decision? I mean, what the fuck, right?
Yes.
Yes, you agree with her?
No, yeah, I agree.
What are you, retarded?
He is. He is.
He is? Well, maybe could I talk to you guys because it might be hard for him to understand.
Sure, go ahead.
Are you guys familiar with the film?
No.
Is that the one with the volleyball?
Yeah, Wilson.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I don't remember what you're talking about.
Well, basically in the movie, he's stuck on an island for 4 years. Can we get serious here? Sorry.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, so he's stuck on an island for 4 years, and the only thing keeping him alive is the memory of his girlfriend's tits. And finally,
Get serious, buddy.
oh sorry, I thought you guys would laugh, to be honest. The only thing keeping him alive is the tits, and when he gets back, no, okay. So it turns out that his girlfriend, the only thing keeping him alive.
Mhm.
Sorry. I thought you guys were giggling a lot in the beginning, and now it's crickets.
We're
We're trying to stay serious.
Oh. Well, so when he gets back with his girlfriend, he finds out that she's with another man, and she has a child. But she still says, "Oh, I still love you, but I still love you, but," and it's like, okay, bitch, like you're gonna, what happened to forever? Forever means forever, right? I mean, 4 years is here, forever is here. So would by that logic, would you say that she's a flaccid bitch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you would expect her to leave her family and go back with Tom, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's amazing. A lot of people will say oh well, she had kids. I'm like,
Take them with her.
yeah, or she, like,
Bitches up.
well, I wouldn't say that she should take him with her because, that kind of disregards her current husband. Like maybe joint custody, like 50-50. Can we agree with that?
like weekends and stuff.
Maybe like every other weekend. Every weekend seems like a lot. Because
Yeah.
if I'm her husband, I'm thinking okay, like that guy had dibs. He had dibs. First come, first serve. And
Yeah, when
now,
you get married, that's kind of dibs.
right, but he loved her first. She loved him first, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So I'm going to respect that, and I'm going to take 50-50 custody, and I'm going to, I'm single again. That's cool. So, like, I feel like the movie sends the wrong message to women. It says that, hey, if your husband dies and he comes back to life, fuck him, basically. Which to me is
Yeah.
that's kind of fucked up, right?
That is
Yeah.
pretty fucked up, yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys think Kyle Rittenhouse is innocent or guilty?
Who's
Oh,
that?
shit.
I don't know who that is.
Hey, retard does.
Yeah.
Somehow.
I think he's innocent. I mean, it's kind of a great case because I don't know if he should have been there in the first place, but I think
He was trying to help.
yeah, he's trying to help, but I don't know. I don't think he's guilty like everyone says he is.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree with you there, and I'm gonna go ahead and take back what I said about your mental capabilities because
Well, thank you, because I don't know if these two ever will. They just kind of.
You should see him on a daily basis. And he would not take that back.
what does he like eat his own clothes or something? What tells you that he's
No, he just like eats paper and erasers.
No.
Oh, that's pretty
He has,
retarded.
like, he has a weird fetish. It's
No,
weird.
Yeah,
No.
his one toe,
Well, okay.
his toe next to his big toe is like huge.
His
Like,
toe
like
next to his
longer.
that makes him a retard?
Yeah,
Apparently.
Do you realize that I mean, I feel like you're probably calling a lot of people retards by saying that aren't
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I'm kind of starting to question your guys. I mean, no offense.
Am I right? Yeah, for sure.
He's the one that talks about his toe.
Well, I gotta say this. A lot of people disagree with us about Castaway and its ending, and I'm gonna go ahead and say that those people are fucking idiots, and they
Yeah.
don't understand love. And a lot of people disagree with us about Kyle Rittenhouse, and I'm gonna go ahead and say
Yeah.
that, they're probably idiots too. What's your guys' opinion of George Floyd? Do you think that Derek Chauvin tried to kill him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you think he tried to kill him?
Yes.
Why would he try to kill him? I mean, there was a bunch of people watching, and he was with a bunch of other cops. I mean, wouldn't that be stupid to try to kill him?
Then why did he?
I think
But that's
I think it was bad that it
Probably an
happened,
accident.
but I
He
don't
had his
know.
knee on his neck for like 5 years. I saw the video.
It was 9 minutes, and 5 years is a lot different than 9 minutes.
Alright.
What would you say if I told you that just 2 years before that he had his knee on the neck of a person for 17 minutes and that person survived?
Well,
Wouldn't
That's
you
wacky.
wouldn't you
I'd say
then
that's-
wouldn't you then question the toxicology of George Floyd and his how he's implicated in this?
Yeah, I mean, he was saying I can't breathe like while he was in the car.
Yeah, he was saying it while he could clearly breathe. So, are you guys familiar with the story, The Boy Who Cried Wolf?
Yeah.
So, if this boy is like, wolf, wolf, and then every time you show up and there's no goddamn wolf, it's kind of like, well, we can't take anything you say seriously, right? So then
Yeah.
when he dies, it's kind of his fault because he lied. So when these cops go to arrest him and they're asking him, hey, are you on any drugs? And he's like, nah, I'm not on nothing, man. I'm not on nothing. And he's saying, I can't breathe. And it's like, well, clearly you can breathe. And then they're like, please get into the car. And he's like, nah, man, I'm claustrophobic. For real, though. And they're like, but you were just in a car. How are you claustrophobic 1 second and now, and then he physically starts resisting arrest. And he says, please put me on the ground, bro. Put me on the ground, bro. I can't breathe, dog. And then they put him on the ground, and they're just holding him there until the ambulance showed up because he cut himself in the car. So they called the ambulance. So I don't know why they would call the ambulance if they wanted to kill him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, would you then say that, perhaps he wasn't trying to kill him?
I mean, I think it's unfortunate that he died.
Of course.
but-
I'm not saying, he should have died. I'm saying that I think that's the problem here. It's either you think that, you know, you know what I mean? Like, there's no middle area. It's like, whoa, just because I don't think he tried to kill him means that I think he should have died. You know, like, now you guys are basically calling me a racist. And I have,
No.
my dad's,
I'm not.
my mom and dad are black.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, I mean, so can you guys now, what's your opinion now? Do you think he tried to kill him? And keep in mind that this police officer has a Medal of Valor and a Medal of Commendation, and he's been on the force for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that,
I see your point. But
so,
I still don't agree with you.
well, so you still think that he tried to kill him?
Yeah.
What do you base that off of? I just want to know, like...
This conversation is so long.
No. I mean, no, think about it this way. You've been serving your country and your people for 25 years, trying to protect them. You have a Medal of Valor. You save people's lives. And now you're sitting in solitary confinement. Your wife of 10 years just left you because everyone in the world is saying you're a racist and you killed this guy, when really you were just trying to do your job, you know, and unfortunately, tragically, he had a heart attack and died from being on, you know, 4 times the lethal amount of fentanyl. I mean, 4 times the lethal amount. When you think,
I feel kind of bad for everyone in this situation.
oh, of course. You know, like, I just want to hear her say that, you know, maybe he didn't try to kill him. But I also, you know, I'll agree to disagree. I'm not gonna, you know.
I agree to disagree, but yeah, that's it. No but.
Well, she's a retard. But anyways,
I already knew that.
you knew that what? Hi, have you seen the movie Castaway with Tom Hanks?
No.
Are you aware of it? It's the one where he's like stuck on the stupid island for like 4 years and he's got the volleyball. Wilson?
No.
Do you mind if I describe the film? You look like a smart guy. Do you mind if I describe the film to you real quick and you could give me your opinion on the end? Because a lot of people disagree with me about what happened and it's kind of pissing me off, quite frankly.
I mean, I never seen the film, so I won't be any help, but I give it a shot, I guess.
Yeah, I'd take a second to describe it. So basically, Tom Hanks gets stuck on an island for 4 years. And the only thing that's keeping him alive is the memory of his girlfriend's tits. And now he comes back after 4 years, and she's with another man. She has a husband, she has a child, and she decides to stay with her husband instead of going back to Tom Hanks. And the ultimate insult, I think, is her saying, well, I still love you, I'll always love you, but, you know, and she goes back to her husband and her kid. So basically, Tom Hanks gets double fucked. And to me, a lot of people are saying, like, well, my name's Cole. Well, Cole, she had a kid. And I go, I don't give a fuck if she had 7 kids and 8 dogs. You know, like, she said, I love you forever. And I'm kind of sick of this, you know, like this hookup culture we live in where girls can just say, I love you, you know, to anyone and just move on to the next guy. Like, God forbid I get stuck on an island for 4 years and the only thing keeping me alive is my girlfriend's tits. And I come back and, you know, you're sucking on them. And then, you know, she stays with you. I just think it's the wrong message to send, and a lot of people agree with her decision. And I just have to ask you, do you agree with her decision?
Well, I have a question on that, though.
Yeah, shoot.
So, how did Hank got himself into that situation anyways, in the first place?
He was just on a plane that, I think he was like a marketing exec or something, and it's pretty simple, just on a plane ride, and it crashed. And he survived. She was aware that he was announced dead, missing? Oh yeah, she thought she was dead. And let me just say that I do not have a problem with her moving on. Me personally, I've gone, I think 2 months was the max without having sex. And I literally was like a crack addict. I'm like, holy shit, I need the pussy. So like, yeah, you know what I mean. I don't have a problem with her moving on. But now he's back, you know, and I think that's the most beautiful love story ever. And let me put myself in her husband's shoes. I'd be like, holy fuck, that dude stayed alive on a goddamn island for 4 years just thinking about her tits? Like, I just met her at Kinko's. Like, please, by all means, you know, that's true love. Like, you can see our son every weekend or every other weekend, you know, like, I would think that's the most beautiful story ever, and I honestly wouldn't want to sleep next to her if she decided to come back with me. I'd be like, wow, because now if I get stuck on an island for 4 years, like, there's no point.
I mean, it's always a double-sided story sometimes.
Yeah.
So Hank's been in the island only knowing one girl and seeing one girl with the same girl's tit, while the other girl think this guy is dead. Got no choice but to move her. After 4 years in time, you're gonna feel different. So I feel like it's I'm on both sides because
where would you say you lean? If you're, I respect being on both sides, but if you had to like lean,
it would have been leaning towards her only because she was forced to move on, which is understandable.
Right, totally understandable.
4 years, and and there's guys everywhere. People are the guy. She thought he was dead, but then here he comes alive. There's nothing he can do but move on as well. I'm pretty sure there's women out there who wanted a man who actually lived by himself in the island for 4 fucking years. Imagine the survival. Imagine something happens. You can depend on that guy.
Right.
Because
absolutely, he's loyal.
Yeah.
He could have he actually said in the film, I was going to commit suicide, but then I realized, like, I have to get back to Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, damn, bro, that's some real shit, like, I'm over here just, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that, her current husband probably has it easy compared to that.
So this Shank guy, is this you?
I beg your pardon?
The whole guy, his name is Shank. What was his name again?
Tom Hanks.
Oh, Tom Hanks. Yeah. I'm saying Shank. I'm sorry. Are you referring that to yourself? Are you going through something, or?
Well, I mean, I've been hurt in the past, and I'm definitely, like, bitter and jaded about it because, to me, it's like I said, God forbid I get stuck on an island for 4 years, and it wasn't even that. Like, this girl said I love you, and a year later, she doesn't, and it's like, whoa, like, how can I ever trust again? And then I have people like my grandparents who have been together since they were 13, because they lived in a society that wasn't influenced by TV and movies and, like, cell phones. Like, this girl's like, oh, I love you, and then she goes on her phone and she sees 1,000 big black cocks, and it's hard to compete with that for me.
Yeah.
I don't have a big black cock. It's very, I mean, it's not small, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, so
it's an average.
Yeah, well, I'd say a little above average, but you know what I mean. Like, it's hard to compete with this hookup culture nowadays, and I think the movie sends the wrong message.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I appreciate you for sharing me the story, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I hope I was good of your time, answered the good questions. I don't know.
No, yeah, you were great, and I guess I'm a little sad that you don't lean more towards Tom, and I would just say, like, hey, man, if you ever got stuck on an island, I would hope that your girl would be, and you know what, as you said, neither of us are going to blame her for seeking other dick, but, like, I would hope that when you get back and you tell her, like, you've been fighting to stay alive because of her, that she would give you the courtesy of at least a severance pop, like.
It'll be different if she would have known that he was alive, then there might be a chance. But we're talking about 4 years straight. No sign, no rescue, no message, no nothing. It was just, in her head, he's dead.
Right, but when you say that you love someone, does that, in your heart, in your mind, does that mean that after you guys die, your souls will be connected in heaven and, like, maybe in the constellations and the stars? Like, to you, that's forever.
Were they a couple or were they married? There's a big difference.
They had known each other since they were kids, and he had a locket of her face. They weren't.
Okay.
And you know what? They could have been married. I was very stoned during the movie, and I can't remember if they were married, but he basically stayed alive the whole time for her. And even after she, leaves him, all he does is he just sits in his, like, hotel room and just stares at her locket still forever. And it's like, geez, that's fucking depressing.
Yeah, it is. So, okay, are they friends right now? Because if they're friends, then maybe there could be a chance.
No, well, I don't think they're friends because basically they both kind of were like, he basically was like, well, if you're going to go do that, I have to move on because I can't, that thing of, like, yo, you either got to be with me or because I can't be your friend because I just feel that strongly about you.
Oh, yeah, you can't be with somebody that you love because it's hard for that person to move on.
Yeah, you know how that is, bro.
Yeah, silly question. You're right.
Hey, No problem.
Yeah.
No questions are silly.
Yeah, that was a. You know what? I will probably, like I said, I don't. It's hard to choose because you got to look on both sides of the stories.
Right.
I would probably lean more on his in a sense,
Yeah.
but if he was smart, just like there's many dicks, there's many pussies in the sea, man.
That's true. I guess that's kind of goes back.
Love do fade sometimes, you know.
That goes back to the hookup culture thing though. But for him it didn't.
Yeah.
For him it didn't fade, and that's what's confusing. And according to her, it didn't fade either. But she, it's. I guess I just was because it's a great film. We can both agree, right?
Right.
That movie kicks ass. When the Wilson scene, bro,
Mhm.
just waterfalls, TLC, and it's that was. You know what I mean? So I guess it kind of put a little, I don't know what the quote is or the saying is, but like a stick in my croft or something. I kind of,
Yeah, I know.
yeah, it kind of
Yeah,
upset
it's
me
like
at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, man, that's a good question. I like the conversation we're having. It's,
No, yeah, totally.
It's a little different. I wasn't expecting this.
Do you think that, I'm sure you know like the George Floyd.
Yeah.
Do you think that Derek Chauvin, that police officer, do you think that he tried to kill George Floyd?
I think so. I mean,
You think he tried to like he intended to kill him? Wouldn't that be like? Wouldn't that? Because just to give you like a background on him, he's been on the force for 25 years and he has a Medal of Valor. Okay. Hey, have you seen the movie Castaway with Tom Hanks?
Yeah, motherfucker.
What's your opinion?